season where Bears were able to weather the storm, and Coyotes took a bite of championship pigskin. In Taos, championship blue was hoisted for the first time ever. Dexter, the Demons reached the top for the first time since 1997. So who will be holding the blue in 2019?
Your New Mexico Ford dealers football Friday night. Built Ford tough.
Hello and welcome to New Mexico Football Friday Night. Defending 6A champion La Cueva has a heavily recruited receiver by the name of Connor O'Toole who is ready to carry the load this season. His list of possible college suitors looks like college football's top 25, just one of the weapons in La Cueva's arsenal as they try to make it back-to-back in 2019. Joining me live now to talk about the upcoming season is Bears head coach Brandon Beck. And Coach, we've heard so much about Connor O'Toole during the offseason. What are you expecting from him during this season?
Well, we're expecting him to do the same thing he did last year, and that's really to find some leadership, put an effort every single day, and continue to make plays on the field. And so far in the summer, he's done that. We were proud of what he did last night in the scrimmage game, and we're expecting big things from him in the season.
Another great player, receiver and running back, Tyler Jensen, beat cancer during the offseason, and then ended up breaking his leg in practice. So, what do you do to replace a guy like that? That's just a tough way to go.
It's hard. He's battled back from cancer, and that's a victory in itself. And then to come back and have the opportunity to play this fall, and then to get such a bad break and break his leg early in the spring, or excuse me, in the summer. So what we're expecting to do is fill it with guys who are in those spots to begin with, and just get guys the opportunity to make plays. But it's a tough break, and he just brings a lot of enthusiasm. Even if he's not on the field with a helmet on, he brings everything he can to the field.
Talk about your first opponent quickly, Volcano Vista.
Volcano Vista, they've got a great quarterback and they got great kids and great coaches, and so it's going to be a battle. And, they're talking about them being one of the top 4 teams in the state, and so we know it's going to be a battle, and we're expecting big things in a big game on Thursday night.
Okay, he's Coach Brandon Beck, head coach of the La Cueva Bears. Coach, thank you for your time as always. A look at the district now. No gimmies in this one. Each game will be a hard out. Charlie Dotson and his El Dorado Eagles, as well as the Clovis Wildcats and Cal Fullerton. Rest of the teams, they'll have a say about who will win it. Keep your eye on Sandia, and there's a new sheriff in town, Jared Chister, here to explain.
Yep, that's right, Van. After winning a state championship at Monsanto in 2017, Chad Adcox retired from coaching, but he is now back and ready to head the Sandia Matadors.
I definitely missed football a lot, and I wasn't really looking to get back into coaching, but this is a job I was interested in, and so when the opportunity comes, you got to take it. So I'm here and I'm excited and ready for the football season.
The last season, Chad Adcox coached football. He led Monsanto to an undefeated season. And that was a challenge for sure, but he is now challenged with a Sandia program that has struggled in recent years and just released a head coach of 19 years in Kevin Barker.
It's definitely been an interesting challenge coming in and just implementing my scheme and my system. The kids got to get used to me and how I want things to work, and I got to get used to kind of how they are.
So growing pains can be expected in Coach Adcox's first season, but he's also very optimistic as he has 21 returning seniors and also 12 returning starters from a year ago.
We got some athletes, we got some size. I really think we can do some things, to help get Sandia back to where it was. That's our goal, is to get back up to the top.
Adcox is the perfect guy for this job, though, as he is familiar with the program, believes in its potential, and coached in the same district. Now, things could get interesting, though, that first time he meets his former team.
It's going to be interesting. I think that one's going to come down to athlete versus athlete and, line versus lines. Like, who's going to be able to get the job done? Because scheme-wise, I think we're all going to be pretty close. And I wish them all the best, except for that one game they play us,
Now, pressure is always going to come with the job of coaching. But in Adcox's case, coming from Monsanto and winning a state title, can he bring that to Sandia?
The pressure for me is to say, okay, you know what? Yeah, you did it, but you also had Jordan Bird and you had Andrew Erickson. Can you do a same result again? My big thing here is I don't want Sandia to be Monsanto North. There's the talent here to get up and compete at a high level. I'm not saying we're going to be champions of the state. I'm just saying we're going to compete at a high level.
The Matadors open their season with Cibola. Van, back to you.
Thanks, Jared. The Cleveland Storm has a new video room to help them get ready for opponents in the 2019 season. The Storm finished as the state runner-up to La Cueva in Class 6A last season. Now look at this room. Unbelievably nice. Well, they didn't have star running back Dorian Lewis for the finale when they played last year. Lewis saw his season cut short by a knee injury that had to be surgically repaired. He averaged over 250 yards per game and racked up over 1,500 total yards last season.
It's great to have Dorian back. Our team's excited about it. We know what he can do for us. But I'm so happy for him as a player. He's done so much to get back to it with his rehab and his commitment to getting back not only on the field but back to where he was at the level of play.
Cleveland will start the season August 23rd when they host the Oñate Knights. And just like District 2, District 1 is a hard out. The Volcano Vista Hawks feel like they have unfinished business. They hope to improve on last year's 9-3 record and second-round playoff appearance. While they lost a few players at the skill positions, the Hawks have a lot of depth and a new quarterback under center. Diego Pavia, whose last varsity action was running the show for St. Pius, was ineligible to play varsity for Volcano last season after transferring.
It made me be thankful for the game. I mean, there's nothing like it. Like, I was sitting out, used to depressed at home, and I couldn't play, but now it's my time, so just trying to take full accountability for it.
He has that passion. He is always fun and energetic at practice. He's a blast to be around. And then, like I said, it's contagious. So all of a sudden the linemen are walking around with that same attitude.
Once again, the Hawks open against defending 6A champion La Cueva August 22nd. The Atrisco Heritage Jaguars have almost an extra week to get ready for the season. They start August 29th on a Thursday against Sandia. They are in a tough district, but the Atrisco Heritage Jaguars are optimistic that 2019 season will be a step up over last year. The Jaguars had only one victory in 2018.
We have only about 8 returning players, but we have 3 more players that got injured at the beginning of last season that are seniors that we're expecting a lot from. So we're expecting to be a better team this year.
The Jaguars' best season was their first back in 2012 when they finished 8-3. The 2019 season has already been special to Mayfield football coach Michael Bradley. Jared Chester is back to fill us in. Jared.
That's right, Van. The 2019 New Mexico Coaches Association enshrined 4 new coaches to the Hall of Honor last month, and joining his dad now, the great Jim Bradley, Michael Bradley, has joined the Hall of Honor, and the current Mayfield football coach was more than honored to earn this achievement.
To be inducted into this Hall of Fame with such legends as, you know, my dad, #1, Eric Roanhouse, all the inductees tonight, to be put in the same sentence as these people is just very humbling experience.
But with the season right around the corner, Coach Bradley also gave us a little insight on his team heading into this year.
We have a very strong senior class. We got a lot of people coming back this year, really excited about it. Tough, hard-nosed kids that like to play football. If we could stay healthy, we could be there at the end.
They'll kick off their season on the 30th, hosting Atrisco Heritage. But looking at the district as a whole, Hobbs has a new coach. Las Cruces and Carlsbad are ready to make a stand in the South, but so is last year's district champion Centennial.
We started off with a really good group of kids when we opened our school, and it's just kind of fed on to the kids coming in wanting to, improve on what they did or maintain what they did.
And if there's one thing we know about any Ocampo team, yep, they are going to throw the football. Van, back to you.
Thanks, Jared. Albuquerque High football coach Tim Johnson says his Bulldogs are still enjoying the benefits of playing as an independent in the ranks of Class 6A. There is something else making the Bulldogs happy this season. For the first time since 2015, they have enough football players to field a JV team. That means with 68 people in the program, players on varsity can finally get a break during a game, and that should help with overall performance.
It makes a big difference when you get into those third and fourth quarters and you're only suiting out 25 to 30 guys and you're getting fresh legs put on you every 3 to 4 plays. So it definitely will help the football team out tremendously to have that depth.
The numbers doubling and everything, it's nice. I don't have to go on special teams, but have to show out for the team.
Albuquerque High finished 4-6 last year and could be in position to better those numbers on the field in 2019. Coach Johnson likes the way his team is able to attack this year. He says they are balanced. Those schools joining Albuquerque High and playing as an independent at least one more season are listed. Albuquerque Academy Chargers are playing with a new coach this season after Kevin Carroll shut it down after at least 30 seasons of football. We need to take a break. The first quarter is a wrap on Football Friday night. The Los Lunas Tigers came so close to winning it all last year in 5A. Head coach Jeremy Moppin is in the house. And the Highland Hornets are making the best of a numbers game. Jared Chester got a chance to hang out with the Hornets. All of that when we come back.